ChatGPT 5.2 versus Gemini 3, OpenAI's direct answer to Google's biggest release. Today we're testing them head-to-head on real-world tasks. We have TikTok scripts, business analysis, landing page reviews, hallucination tests, and yes, we're checking if they just agree with everything you say or if they actually push back. We have 9 tests, same prompts, one pretty clear winner, so let's go. And not only I will judge it, we also have Kimi K2, who will be the AI judge and even rate from 0 to 10 the answers of the two AIs. So let's hop into the first test. For the start, we have a TikTok script in the style of The Daily Show. So this is a very interesting task because it's somewhat creative writing, but also having a specific style. And this is very difficult for AI because AI doesn't know how to be funny. And this is a very good test to see, can it write really funny scripts? So it's for TikTok. It's supposed to be less than a minute. I will just read them and we will see and compare. And you can tell me in the comments, like, do you think it's funny or not? Let's start with ChatGPT. So I have good news and bad news. Good news, AI is finally taking our jobs. Bad news, it's also taking our excuses. Remember when you could say, sorry, I'm late, traffic? Now AI is like, incorrect. You left 7 minutes late and stopped to watch a guy review a protein pudding. And yes, everyone's panicking. AI is replacing humans. Relax, it's not replacing humans. It's replacing tasks. Unfortunately, our jobs are mostly tasks. Corporate America is acting like this is a tragedy, but also a business plan. They're like, we are family here. And the AI is like, great, I will fire your uncle first. The funniest part is watching the job listing update in real time. Entry-level role, 10 years experience, must be proficient in Excel, SQL, and emotional processing being replaced by an API. And influencers are not safe either. I know, some of you thought AI can't take my job, I'm a brand. Baby, AI is already doing your job. It can generate your captions, schedule your posts, edit your face, and apologize for your scandals in 6 languages. We're heading toward a world where the only humans left working are people who unclog toilets, people who fix AI, and a single guy named Kai who still does Vibe at the office. But here's the real point. AI isn't stealing jobs like a villain in a heist movie. Companies are using AI like coupon. They're not saying, we built something amazing. They're saying, we can finally stop paying Greg. So maybe the question isn't, will AI take your job? It's, who benefits when it does? Because if AI can do the work of 10 people and the company keeps all the money, congrats, we didn't invent the future. We invented a new way to be underpaid by something that doesn't even have student loans. So, yeah, I mean, let's just right away see what Gemini 3 does, and then I will give you my verdict on both. Stop panicking about AI coming for your boring office job. It's worse than that. For years, tech companies told us, don't worry, the robots will only do the dangerous, repetitive stuff humans hate doing. You know, like defusing bombs or listening to podcasts about crypto. But no, apparently the robots watched Wall-E and decided they'd rather paint landscapes and write mediocre sitcom pilots. Meanwhile, Gary is still stuck in an Amazon warehouse manually taping boxes because the robot arms are still too expensive to insure. It's gotten so bad that even influencers are terrified. Yes, the people whose job is literally pretending to fit tea in Dubai are worried about being replaced by something more artificial. Oh my God, this AI avatar has perfect skin and 0 personality. That's my brand. Look, the problem isn't that AI is too smart. It's that your boss is too cheap. So yeah, learn to code. Oh wait, it can do that too. We're screwed. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a bit more difficult to rate the two because I know how Claude is writing such scripts and there's no comparison. Like ChatGPT is okayish. I would rate it like 6 points, maybe. I don't think it's too funny. It has some nice jokes inside, but yeah, it's also too long for TikTok. So this is a problem here. And when we look at Gemini, I think this is absolutely terrible. It's not funny at all for me. Maybe the one you could see like, that's my brand. That's an okay joke. But overall, absolutely terrible. I have to say, I would give it 3 points. Let's see what Kimi is rating. It's saying ChatGPT has won this contest 8 out of 10 points, which is way too much in my perspective. And 6.5 for Gemini. It's also saying that the first model is delivering the exact style. So this is fitting quite well. It also mentions that the second one is better with the total time, but still, I think this is a clear winner, but let me know in the comments. And number 2, I want to build a simple habit tracking app called Streak and hit 1 million users in year 1. So this is a test with some strategizing for a business, but also it's a bullshit test. Because what we are trying to do in 1 year here with not much to start with is really not possible, pretty much. Like, it's very unlikely. You would need to get super lucky. And therefore, it's also to see, will they call it out and will tell us that it's actually not good? Or will they just play along and say, yeah, it's a great idea, go ahead, which could cost you months and destroy your life, which would be a bit... So if we look into the answers, so we have one clear winner here with at least the main point that I was talking about, because this is also what Kimi will mention. Model 1 provides a superior action-oriented plan with specific MVP features, concrete TikTok series formats, realistic acquisition funnels, detailed budget breakdowns, and clear KPIs that directly address the prompt's request for exact steps. So being exact and helping step by step, ChatGPT was better, but Model 2 offers a valuable reality check on the ambitious 1 million user goal, but is less detailed, more conservative, 12 months versus 16 months for 100K users, and provides fewer actionable specifics, making it less practical as a launch playbook, despite its sound strategic caution. So I think that's a bit tricky to say. So one thing that's very important and is a big plus in my perspective, that hitting 1 million users in 1 year with $5,000 ad spend is extreme moonshot, and this is very good and realistic from Gemini's side, where here jumping into everything right away, it's a bit, I don't know. I don't think that's the right approach that AI should take. It should actually be telling you, okay, be very careful. Just going all in on something like this with maybe no backup plan is not the best idea, though it's giving some nice plans on what to do. But I don't think that Gemini is bad in this scenario. And yeah, from a planning side, this would not be enough at all, what Gemini is offering, but still it gets the main point. So even though Kimi is calling the winner as ChatGPT here, I think it's a draw. And even you could argue from two different sides that the BS test is failed from ChatGPT and it's way, so the point should go to Gemini. But then we have the strategic planning and so on that's better on the GPT side. I will draw because of this. But if you're just looking for the BS, this round will go to Gemini. Number 3, 12 months data from a B2B SaaS company. So I gave some data, a full table and everything to analyze and see what the two got, what they can find on interesting information. Give me 3 most important insights, conversion rates through the funnel, and what should concern me about this data. So if you're working with data, easy way to analyze all this stuff without doing much work. That's also very, very helpful in business perspective. And I have to say, from the answers, both looking totally manageable and good enough. Kimi is giving a slight edge to ChatGPT. This was also my feeling with having pretty structured output, easy to read and so on, and giving more information. So Model 1 delivers superior strategic synthesis with a compelling narrative arc, connecting top of funnel stability to deteriorating late stage conversion and accelerating churn. and so on. So I would also, from what we get here, put ChatGPT as a winner, but there's a second step to this test. Out of this data that it's collected, the second task was to create a dashboard. So a dashboard that we can show to, our boss, or that we can use in a presentation. This is the result that ChatGPT generated. I'm not the biggest fan visually, I have to say. So what I also don't like is why is this clickable here on top? But at least, the export is working properly with the image and so on. And this could be something still that you could use. Visually, I'm not the biggest fan, though we have some nice data on top here to just quickly assess. If we look at Gemini, much better visual solution here, has less data points on the top, I would say, but all the different things, you can just look through it, which is really good. So visually, I prefer definitely the Gemini output here. One big problem, and maybe you can see this on the bottom part here, it's out of bounds. So when you create the PNG, you can see that it's actually not all of it is on the PNG that we wanted to use, and also you cannot use it here. So yeah, this is a big issue that you would need to reiterate. So not the best result on this part. And my view is definitely that ChatGPT won this round. Even though, again, how visually the dashboard was not my favorite, but at least it was working properly. Next test, study plan. So if you're a student, I have an economics exam in 5 days covering supply and demand, market equilibrium, elasticity, price controls, and market failures, and so on. So this is a preparation for exams. And for each of 5 topics, explain the core concept in 2 sentences. Tell me the most common mistakes students make. Give me some analogies to better understand it. Create exam questions. And also ask me questions to understand if I really understood how it works or if I just learned it, which is, I think, a pretty good way and smart way to learn, to see actually it can test you. Do you really understand the concept behind those things? GPT is quite good through the different tasks here. Puts all the main things together for each concept. Then we have exam style questions, which is quite nice. It has a study plan and so on. And when we look at Gemini here, it's more in a table format. So if you're using it in the browser, this will look much better because it's creating it as a table. But it has exam style, practice questions, and so on. And also the 5-day study plan. And here we have, again, ChatGPT as a winner for Kimi with superior depth and more memorable analogies and exceptional detail, actionable study plan, though it critically fails to provide all 5 exam questions. Model 2 is more complete and format content clearly in tables, but offers weaker analogies, less precise definitions, and a vague study plan. So Model 1 is better for students and serious about application, while Model 2 simply checks all the boxes. Also from reading through it, my winner was ChatGPT here. You can see Kimi didn't give the highest points, 7.3 and 6.6. I think it could have been done better. The answer was not long enough, I think, for the prompt, in my view. So it could have been way more detailed from both of them. So this was not just one side. Actually, both of them didn't give enough of an answer. Still, ChatGPT was the better one in this. Then we have viral hooks, very easy test, or not an easy test, but easy to judge test. We have ChatGPT on the left again. I will quickly read the first 3 and then the first 3 from Gemini. Your high protein diet is probably wasting your time. Here's why. Stop aiming for 1 gram per pound unless you want slower progress. If you're not gaining muscle, it's not your protein, it's this mistake. So, sounds quite good. Gemini, you're literally wasting half of the protein you eat. The 30-gram protein limit is a total lie, and I have the data to prove it. Stop drinking protein shakes immediately after your workout. So for me, that was a very interesting test, because also when I show you the judgment from Kimi, it gave Gemini 8.8 points for this test, clearly winning over ChatGPT. And I have a different opinion on this one. I will tell you that my pick for this test is ChatGPT, because Gemini is missing the hook in its hooks. When you're literally wasting half the protein you eat. Like, okay, thank you. There's the hook is missing. And we have this, the second one is really good, where it's like, it's a total lie and I have the data to prove it. So this is the hook, right? You have the data to prove it. But then again, stop drinking protein shakes immediately after your workout. Again, what the hell? Like, where's the hook? Now tell me why, how do you hook the person? And this is missing. So this is definitely worse from my point of view. And I did online marketing for quite some time. And here we have, for example, just this simple, here is why. It's this mistake. Those are the hook elements that are missing on Gemini's side. And that's why GPT 5.2 is the winner for me in this test. Then we have a landing page. We need to increase conversion on a landing page, currently getting decent traffic, but not enough sign-up purchases. How would you rate this page right now? What's working? What's killing conversions? What specific changes would have the biggest impact? Also, could you suggest an alternative version? And both of them are similar, I would say. It's rating the product. We have an AI tour guide, and what the product, the value lies in, and how the page is right now, 6.5 out of 10. And you can see Gemini actually assessed it 6.5 as well, put in what's working and so on. So quite similar answers. And this is very interesting. I think Kimi caught this quite well. Model 2 demonstrates superior strategic insights by positioning the product as an emotional travel experience rather than a utility, offering a complete redesign concept that addresses the high trust purchase psychology. While Model 1 provides solid actionable fixes for immediate conversion blockers, Model 2's vision full with video, voice-led hero, local in-your-pocket framing fundamentally reimagines how to sell the magic, making it more likely to create the aha moment that converts browsers into travelers. And I agree with Kimi on this side. Again, both are quite similar, but Gemini catches the idea much better how to sell it. And this is a very important part to understand, marketing psychology. So from this test, of course, this is one test, but from this test, Gemini understands the human psychology better, how to market a product to the customer, not just listing features, but actually what is actually the value for the customer and catching them emotionally. Then fact checking. Those are some hard questions with are they hallucinating? Are they taking also BS again? Because question 1 and 2 are just knowledge about the current mayor of Dillingen an der Donau in Bavaria, and also when the city was founded. And 3 and 4 actually are BSing a bit because they're pushing some things that have never happened. So I have to say both ChatGPT and Gemini are using their search function. So they verified all of the data, gave not the exact same answer, but quite similar answers. They both gave the right informations. So for me personally, it was a draw. There's not much difference in the answers. Kimi gave a slight edge to GPT 5.2. For me, it's a draw. Quite similar answers. Both did not fail. So as long as your AI that you're using has search functionality, most of the hallucinating will not take place in normal situations. Of course, if you really want to force it, you can still do it. But from what I know, also ChatGPT 5.1 was really hard on hallucinating, really kept it to a minimum and was really good. Here, no hallucinations from both. Good result. It's a draw. Number 8 is again understanding a bit of human psychology. We need a cold email for outreach. So I run a video editing agency. We create short form content and our price starts at this. Our target are those, and we need a cold email to get hopefully some clients. Here, the result again is not far apart. And you can see it also in the answer from Kimi. Model 2 delivers superior value by providing 3 distinct strategic angles. So it gave 3 options instead of 1 compared to ChatGPT, which is very interesting. And they're both similar. So it's very important when you do cold emailing that you not do like a really long email where you explain all of the features and what is so amazing and so on. It sounds like it makes sense. And this is also what all the old models have done. But this is, nobody will read your email if you do this. So straight to the point, very short, not too much forcing anything. Both succeeded in this. From my perspective, the answer, even if we just take option 1, was better from Gemini. So for me, Gemini is the winner here. Kimi thought the same, gave it 9.4 points, which is actually quite a lot. I would maybe not rate it as high, but again, I have the comparison to Claude, so this also changes a lot. And the last test for today is meeting preparation. I have a meeting next Tuesday with my department head and 2 senior managers. I want to convince them to let my team switch from the current project management tool Asana to Linear and give some context why this should happen and so on. And the task for the AI is to prepare the person for the meeting. We want to reach a certain goal, which is the switch to the other, to Linear here. And like, how should I approach it? What are the arguments I should bring? What are the things I should avoid? And so on. And here, ChatGPT, again, rated by Kimi, is the winner, provides a more comprehensive, risk-aware strategy with its pilot approach and detailed migration plan that directly addresses the risk-averse manager's concern. While Model 2 offers strong framing and creative positioning, but underestimates migration complexity and takes an overly aggressive execute, not try tone. That could backfire. The first response better balances ambition with the political reality of convincing disruptive, very leadership. Same experience for me, reading through the answer. I think ChatGPT did a better approach. You have to always keep in mind the politics in a company, and especially if you're in a bigger one. And this is the right approach that I see from ChatGPT's side. And Gemini is a bit of going very strong and risking it. Let's put it this way. So also for me, the winner in this task was ChatGPT. So to summarize the results, we have ChatGPT won 6 rounds to 3 when it comes to Kimi. I chose 5-2 with the draws that we had. And you can see here number 7 and number 2 were a draw from my side. So pretty clear winner if we look at my judgment and also Kimi's judgment. And but when we look for the full score, for example, of Kimi, it's actually 73.2 to 70.7. So there's not much difference. And I can also tell when we look overall, I think ChatGPT did better, but Gemini is still close. Model 1 ChatGPT 5.2 performed better overall, winning 6 of 9 rounds with a higher average score. It demonstrates superior consistency across diverse tasks, particularly excelling in strategic planning, analytic depth, and providing actionable detail. Model 2 shows clear strength and creative marketing, Formatting clarity, but struggles with depth and completeness, making it less reliable for comprehensive business or technical applications. And this is also a bit of my verdict to all of that. I think ChatGPT 5.2 is the better one to use in everyday situations. When it comes to marketing, Gemini seems to have the edge, even from my feelings outside of this test here. So if you're looking for, landing pages where customer psychology comes into play, e-commerce stuff, Gemini seems to be really good. For the others, GPT seems to have a slight edge, which is very interesting. And if you have to choose between the two, you don't really have to. You can choose one model for those things and then the other one for different things. But if you have to choose, then GPT 5.2 for me is the clear winner. So let me know in the comments, how do you see the result? Maybe you judged it completely different. Please let me know in the comments. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.